I had impression that you are very much against the uniformity in tourist industry and the offerings within the tourist industry.
Yeah.
And that you are emphasizing the difference or some speciality in the offerings. So, can you elaborate a bit more on that?
Yeah. It's not just tourism. I think there's globalization is the key word. And I think globalization is creating what's sometimes referred to as the global village, and we're all becoming the same. And cities, where 80% of the people live on this planet, are increasingly becoming the same. So they have the same sort of roads, they have the same sort of houses. On the high street, you have the same sort of brands. I call it the McDonaldization of the world. So you can get a McDonald in Zagreb, in Moscow, in New York, and these brands are proliferating. And every city has a contemporary modern art gallery. They all say they're unique, they all say they're different, but they're all the same. And I don't like that. And I think a lot of people around the world don't like that. And I think the thing that we should celebrate is the differences between people, between cities. And I criticize my own profession because I've realized over the past year, as I've been writing a book, that we have been contributing to this process. We've been saying that we market the difference, that we market competitive advantage, that we market uniqueness. We use the term unique selling propositions. But in actual practice, we nearly always market the same sort of 21st century images of, planes landing, leading edge transport infrastructure, formulaic sporting stadia. Last week I was in Warsaw at a conference in the sports stadium, and it's just like Wembley, my hometown, my home national stadium. They're all the same. And surely, it's being a little bit different that is important. And I think the key to attracting visitors is to bring out the differences and do something which will then get people talking about you because you are different. I like Belgrade because they do their coffee there in a different way from Vienna. And that's why I say celebrate the difference.
Yeah, so you have mentioned Belgrade. Do you have some suggestions? How much do you know Belgrade? Do you have some suggestions how to emphasize those differences which it harbors?
Yeah. Well, it would be presumptuous really to sort of come in and say this is what you should promote. I have been to Belgrade before. I came 6 years ago, and I got some glimpses of the city. And in fact, I met your mayor, your then mayor, and had dinner with him. My view would be that Belgrade has an absolutely fascinating story to tell. Historically, you've been at the crossroads. You have a tragic history in many respects, and people are interested in that. They want to know about it. Why did this happen, and what's the consequence of it, and how is it all repairing? And you have a culture, and you have a people who are very open and friendly, and so on. And I think those are it's the people of a place that make it. People make. Belgradians make Belgrade. So it's the people that ultimately the tourists want to find out about and what makes them a little bit different. And as well as that, they want to know about the story of the place and the achievements and the tragedies, as well as the the things that have worked. So that's what I think you need to tell. Where do I go? I put the question to you, you see. Where do I go to get that story? I've got a day to spend. I've got the rest of the day to spend in Belgrade. Where do I go to really see and experience that story? That's what you need to develop. Because most people will only have 6 hours or 2 days, perhaps at the most 3 days. So you've got to be able to tell that and do it authentically and do it in a way that is meaningful to your local residents. Because if you don't do that, it's an alienating experience, both for those residents and ultimately for the tourists. So you must tell it with authenticity. I think that's really important.
And finally, some of your remarks about the now finished conference. Are you for the first time with BITCO?
Yes, yeah, and I'm not just saying this, but it has been a really great experience. I've really enjoyed it, and I think it's been very well organised. I was most impressed by the volume of papers. I mean, I think that's a tremendous achievement, and you know, you've picked some great speakers, and I've been really impressed by the young researchers doing their, you know, doctorates, many of them. And I think it's fantastic that a practically based, vocationally orientated college is actually also exposing its students to, you know, the wider theories and debates. I mean, I think that's absolutely commendable. And I haven't been to, you know, an academic conference where I've felt as good about it, really. You know, I felt quite humbled as well by the generosity and, you know, everything from where I was met at the airport, and even before that, you know, the letters inviting me, and it's been wonderful. You know, you made me feel special, and everybody likes to be made to feel special. You know, it's a really, we all are a little bit, we like that, don't we?
Normally.
Yeah, yeah, it's a human being, yeah, you know, we smile, and yeah, it's great.
Good. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
I wish you a very pleasant trip back home.
Yeah.